Have you ever stopped to consider how your everyday habits might be impacting our environment? It's a thought-provoking question, isn't it? Each decision we make, from the food we eat to the transportation we use, plays a role in the world's ecological well-being. Many of our routine choices may seem insignificant in isolation, but collectively they contribute to a much larger picture. The lifestyle we've become accustomed to, filled with disposable items and instant gratification, is taking a toll on our planet. And the sad truth is, Mother Earth can only take so much. The urgency of adopting eco-friendly habits has never been more pressing. We're at a point where we can't afford to ignore the impact of our actions. But fear not, it's not all doom and gloom. Believe it or not, the power to affect change lies within your reach. Small changes in your daily routine can make a significant difference in reducing your carbon footprint. Let's explore how we can make a difference one small step at a time. First, consider your consumption habits. This is where the journey towards a more sustainable lifestyle truly begins. Conscious consumption is about being fully aware of how our buying habits impact the environment and making deliberate choices to reduce that impact. So what does conscious consumption look like? It's not as complex as you might think. It begins with a simple question. Do I really need this? We live in a world of instant gratification where it's easy to buy things on a whim, but each purchase comes with a cost to the environment, in the form of resources used, waste created, and carbon emissions produced. By choosing to buy less, we can significantly reduce these environmental costs. Now, reducing consumption doesn't mean depriving ourselves of the things we need or love. It's about making smarter choices. For example, opting for secondhand items can be a great way to save money and resources. From clothes to electronics to furniture, there's a thriving market for pre-loved goods that can cater to almost every need. Not only do you give these items a second life, but you also help reduce the demand for new products, which in turn reduces the strain on our planet's resources. Conscious consumption also involves supporting sustainable brands. These are companies that are committed to reducing their environmental impact through practices like using renewable energy, reducing waste, and sourcing materials sustainably. By choosing to buy from these brands, we're not just getting a product, we're also investing in a vision for a more sustainable world. But remember, conscious consumption isn't about perfection. It's about making small changes that add up over time. It's about being aware, being intentional, and being willing to make the effort for the sake of our planet. So next time you're about to make a purchase, pause for a moment. Consider the environmental cost. Consider the alternatives. Consider the impact your choice could have. Remember, every purchase you make is a vote for the kind of world you want to live in. Scene script. Next, let's talk about your eating habits. When it comes to living an eco-friendly lifestyle, your diet can have a significant impact. Food production is an extensive process with various environmental implications, from the use of water and land to the greenhouse gases emitted during production and transportation. Our food choices have a profound effect on our planet. One of the most impactful ways to reduce your food-related carbon footprint is by embracing a plant-based diet. This doesn't necessarily mean becoming a full-fledged vegetarian or vegan. Even making a small shift towards plant-based foods can make a difference. Livestock farming, especially beef and dairy, contributes significantly to greenhouse gas emissions. By choosing more plant-based options, you're reducing the demand for these high-impact foods. Now let's consider food waste. Globally, we waste about a third of all food produced. That's a lot of unnecessary waste going into our landfills, not to mention the wasted resources used in producing that food. So, what can we do? Be mindful of the food you buy, plan your meals, and use leftovers creatively to minimize waste. Composting is another excellent way to turn food scraps into nutrient-rich soil instead of adding to landfill waste. Another key aspect of mindful eating is supporting local farmers. Buying local reduces the carbon emissions associated with long-distance food transportation. Plus, it supports the local economy and often means fresher, more nutritious food for you. Check out your local farmers market, or consider joining a community-supported agriculture program. Remember, every meal is an opportunity to make a choice that benefits not only your health, but also the planet. It might seem like a small step, but collectively, our everyday actions can have a significant impact. So next time you're at the grocery store or planning a meal, consider these tips. Your plate can be a powerful tool for change. Your home is another major battleground in the fight against climate change. Every day, our homes consume vast amounts of energy, much of which is wasted through inefficiencies. However, with a few simple changes, we can drastically reduce this consumption and move towards a more sustainable lifestyle. Let's start with lighting. Traditional incandescent light bulbs are energy hogs. They use a lot of power and have a relatively short lifespan. In contrast, LED light bulbs use up to 80% less energy and can last up to 25 times longer. So, switching to LED light bulbs throughout your home is a no-brainer. It's a small change that can lead to significant energy savings over time. Next, consider the energy vampires lurking in your home. No, not the fanged kind, of course, but electronic devices that suck power even when they are not in use. This phantom load can account for up to 10% of your home's energy use. The solution is simple: unplug your devices when they're not in use. If unplugging everything sounds like a hassle, consider using power strips with switches. This way, you can turn off multiple devices with a single flick of a switch. Finally, when it's time to replace your old appliances, opt for energy-efficient models. These might cost a bit more upfront, but they will save you money in the long run through reduced energy bills. Look for appliances with the Energy Star label. This label indicates that the appliance meets or exceeds energy efficiency standards set by the government. In conclusion, improving the energy efficiency of your home doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. It's about making conscious choices and being aware of how our actions impact our energy consumption. From switching to LED light bulbs to unplugging devices and opting for energy-efficient appliances, there are many ways to make your home more eco-friendly. Turning your home into an energy-efficient haven is easier than you might think. Finally, consider how you get from point A to point B. Transportation, my friends, is one of the biggest contributors to global greenhouse gas emissions. It's a major player in the climate change game, but it's also an area where we can make significant strides towards a greener future. Starting with the most common mode of transportation, the car. Cars, especially those running on fossil fuels, are notorious for their carbon emissions. But what if we swapped our gas guzzlers for a bike, or better yet, our own 2 feet? Walking or biking not only reduces our carbon footprint, but it also gives us a chance to engage with our surroundings and get a healthy dose of exercise. A double win, wouldn't you say? Now, we understand that walking or biking might not be feasible for everyone or for every situation. Distance, time, and physical ability are all factors to consider. That's where public transit comes into play. Buses, trams, and trains can transport many people at once, making them a much more efficient choice compared to individual cars. Plus, with the rise of electric buses and trains, the carbon footprint of public transit is shrinking. Carpooling is another excellent option. By sharing a ride with others, we're not just reducing the number of cars on the road, but we're also fostering a sense of community. And let's not forget about the potential for great conversations and new friendships that could spark on these shared rides. Lastly, if you must drive, consider an electric or hybrid vehicle. They may cost more up front, but they can save you money in the long run through fuel savings and may even be eligible for certain tax incentives. Plus, they're a lot kinder to our planet. Remember, even the smallest change can make a big difference. Your journey towards a greener lifestyle might just start with your daily commute. So are you ready to make a change? It may seem like a daunting task, but remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. In our journey today, we've learned 4 practical ways to live a more eco-friendly lifestyle. We've explored conscious consumption, understanding that every product we buy has an environmental impact. We've delved into mindful eating, promoting locally sourced and plant-based foods. We discussed energy efficiency at home, showing that saving energy doesn't just save money, it also helps our planet. And we've examined green transportation, demonstrating that every mile not driven in a gas-guzzling vehicle is a victory for our environment. Every small action counts. Every eco-friendly choice we make is a step towards a more sustainable world. And the power to make this change lies with each one of us. Start today. Make eco-friendly choices. Your planet needs you.